Hello everyone, and this is how I beat a 400 elo bot when I'm only 251. If you don't know, there are bots in chess.com, and one of them is Elani, which is a 400 elo bot. And let's just say she's a smug bitch. So this is how I checkmated him. Apparently in a very long time. So let's move with our first move. Elani was white. Decides to do the ready opening by opening his horse at a f3 here. I then decided to go with the d6, and which is the perk invitation. Then he decided to do the mother defense Geller system, whatever it says there shit, by going e4. Then I immediately countered it with the Philidor defense, which is e5. Then d4, Elani tries to take this pawn here, but it is already backed up by this pawn. This horsey could take it, but it's risky. I decided to take the horsey, so he has double protection now, and I could attack this pawn, but the horsey could just take that. Decides to move his pawn c3. Then I move with my own pawn, so there's only horsey that is protecting this pawn. And nothing, this king is defending this pawn, but he could easily move it up here. Decides to move this rook, which is, by the way, what the fuck is this move? This is surely a blunder, right? No? Is it not a blunder? Is it not a blunder? Is it not a blunder? What? Like, what is this? If you go back here, this move definitely benefits me for some reason. This is a weird move by the bot. I don't know what it did. It just moved this pawn to the nook there to there. This is where I did my first attack. From my pawn d5 to e4, and really the only thing protecting this is, let's see, no, not the bishop. I don't think there's nothing protecting this yet. So nothing was protecting this. It decides to take it a trade back. Does set to trade it by going with my pawn at e5. Then I immediately attacked that pawn with a horse, and he pulled out the bishop defense here, which by the way, what the nice moves, I guess, for 180 look player. I decided to move my horsey back, but he can still attack this bishop, so he has to move it, or that bishop is a gone by. Decides to put this pawn here at g4. Are you sure this is a 400 elo bot? Okay, whatever. G4 pawn. For some reason, it is being protected by the nook here. Decide to counter it with the h5. It is protected again with the pawn. Sorry, I keep on saying it's nooks to nooks here. And we do have a horsey here. No, not that one. Yeah, okay. This horsey decides to retreat. He can attack this pawn, but this gave me the time to attack his bishop, which is at f4 over here, as he just leaves protection. After that, this horsey is safe. I like to call it a horsey. Decides to move his knight at b3, and then I go ahead and this is a nice move. No, remember this move. Decide to use the bishop to take the pawn at g4. Then after that, decides to randomly pull out the queen. I think he was trying to attack this horsey here, which it seems like I just let it slide. Never mind, doesn't go for that. That cover moves his pawn up to c4. Then I countered it again, making a stock here at c5. C5, and again horsey, but there. So yeah. We also have a bishop protecting this pawn. Finally takes my horsey here at xf4. He has wasted 2 moves just to just to wait and then to officially take this horse. Now what did I do? I don't remember. Let's see. Decides to put the bishop at d6, threatening the queen. Now what he does here, this is 400 elo, but decides to put king d2 for no absolute reason, leaving his queen unprotected. Immediately taken and check. And fucking check. And I think this is a fork, because as you can see, so takes a bishop, check, and I have forked the king and the pawn here. The queen moves here at c3. Then I immediately take this pawn at h2 over here, and since it doesn't have the protection by any of the pawns or even the bishop, I shouldn't have done that move. What? However, he does take this bishop over here, which was left unprotected. Actually, no. After this, I did take it with this pawn. I was protecting it, and there we go. Next up, he does a3. I finally make the horsey active here. Put it to f6. Another very blanderish move here. Moves the nook to a2, which by the way does nothing. He has wasted his castling opportunities here. I do, however, castle over here to the from the board currently, from the right side, but I'm pretty sure in my POV it was on the left side, but who cares? And decides to put the nook back from a2 to a1. I push my horsey here. I'm looking to attack over here to this bishop. Puts the horsey to c1. I immediately go put my horsey to g3, so it is now threatening this bishop. Decides not to protect the bishop, but rather move his horsey here for no absolute reason. I take his bishop and moves his king at c2, which also doesn't make any sense. I move my pawn here at g3. He can easily take it, but can be traded by the bishop. Doesn't take it. Move his pawn at b3. I immediately take that pawn, and now he puts his horsey at c1. Now this is a very okay move, I guess. It protects this two squares here. Meanwhile, this horsey protects these squares over here. Now, I decide to check the king by going through a3. There is nothing really stopping me, from what I can see. As you can see, as the horsey can only go here and here, so the perfect check. Decides to move the king at b2. I upgrade my this pawn. I upgrade it with a new queen, as well. I still have my previous king, but still stuck, not really active. Decides to move his this horsey here from b1 b1 to c3. I decide to check the king again using the c4 position, even though it can be threatened by this pawn. Immediately takes the pawn, but oops, sorry, missed the one there. But I take it with my queen over here that is very active. Now, the Elani bot decides to go from c1 to e2, and this protects this horsey here, so I cannot take it because otherwise that queen would die. What next move? Ooh, interesting move here. I decided to move my queen here, which is technically a blunder, because considering the fact, although I did check her, as you can see, the queen has been taken by the horsey. But don't worry, I still have one queen over here at top of my my board. So yes, I decide to move my bishop from h2 to f4, and this controls these little sides here. As you can see, very huge spaces. But I didn't see the horsey, as you can see. And I just sacrificed all of my pawns, but I still have an advantage over how many pawns I still have. I do still have a queen. I still have two nooks, but everything else is a pawn, and of course my king, which is I would like to reference as myself. Now, deciding to push my pawn to c4. Not really. This square is currently not being defended. Moves the king c1. I push again with another pawn, that is this pawn over here at top of the king of my king, to g6. He moves his own on a4, and boom! I move my queen here to from his starting position all the way to g5 to threaten this horsey. The horsey is not saved by Elani once again, so I take it. And I don't know what Elani is doing at this point. He's playing like a kid, like me, but I'm better, I guess. Decides to move his king b2. I put my nook to fd8, as you can see. So this controls this and this. Decides to push the nook to h1. I push the king here to g7 because I thought something was he was gonna checkmate me in somehow that I don't know. Moves his king to b1, or making horrible moves with the king. I don't know what he's doing. Decides to push the pawn b5, threatened by this pawn, but nope, did not. The Elani did not decide to push it. I take it, and this nook is now at e1, threatening this pawn at e4. Although it is currently being protected by the queen here at f4. I check the king again, using this pawn over here up top to d2, as this is currently being defended by the queen, and this nook cannot go sideways because it's not a bishop, nor is it a queen. Moves the king at a3. I decided to check it again, with this time moving the queen and removing protection from this nook and this pawn over here by checking him from d6, checking him at a3. Takes this pawn at a4. Decide to push the pawn, seeing if I could get another queen or maybe another nook. Well, I already have two nooks, but okay. Decides to move the nook at b1, another weird move that he has just made. I decide to push my pawns, and he has decided to move his nook at f1. I decide to put mine on h2, and it's just slowly moving here. Now this pawn is currently being threatened by this white nook, and I decide to put it here to defend it. He decides to go back. Now this pawn is under attack. I move my my queen here to attack this nook. He moves away right next to the king. I move this nook over here. He moves his king over there. I don't know. Moves his pawn c3. My pawn, sorry. Making suspicious moves here by moving the nook to from a3 to a6. I think he's trying to get this through this pawn. I check the king once again with b2. He moves his king at a5. I go ahead. Yes, you didn't see that one. I was not able to see this one, as he immediately takes this nook, which by the way I did not see this upcoming, but he did take my queen, but that's okay because I get a new one immediately, as my nook is already close to the enemy side of the board. Now he goes back to his original position here at a6. I move my pawn here at b2. At b1. Moves his pawn at c6. I move pawn. Moves king. He moves pawn. He moves king. And I have now I have two queens, two nooks, three pawns left, and one king. I immediately take his nuke, and it is only the king left on Elani bot, which again, when I mentioned, is 400 elo, but I'm beating him as a guy with 251 elo. I think this is in 10-minute chess. When you're playing in a bot in chess.com, there's no timer, so I really took my time. If we go back here, I didn't see this move. So yeah. So after I take his last piece, which is the nuke, he does a run forest run for the ages. I check him with this nuke over here at the tree. He moves his king at b2, and it is the start of the doom for Mr. King over here, as I move my queen to b5 to check him. Moves immediately to a2 and checkmate. As you can see, he cannot go here because the queen. He cannot go here because of this queen. He cannot go here because of this nuke. Can't go here because of this nuke. Can't go here because of this nuke. Can't go here because of this nuke. Cannot go anywhere. Checkmate. And that's how I beat Elani bot 400. This is no challenge at all. Max 5 crowns or star, whatever the rating was. And that's how I beat Elani bot. If you're asking if this is my only win, no, but it is also probably only my only checkmates that I've ever done in my chess history. Thank you very much for watching. This is being uploaded in the extras channel.